everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing my November wrap-up. So November was actually surprisingly a pretty solid reading month for me. I ended up reading a total of 6 books and only one of those was for school, so I am very happy with that number. I'm very shocked with it, but I will take it. So the very first book that I finished in November was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is the collection of novellas that are preceding the Throne of Glass series, and I had read these before but really quickly, so I didn't really remember them at all, and I am so glad that I read them again because I loved them. I obviously ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars again. I just thought it was so fabulous, and I love being able to see a side of Selena where she's more so an assassin and not like, you see more of her tough side, but you do also get to see kind of her like soft side at the same time, if that makes sense. She's just a very human character, even though she's kind of flawless. Like, she seems flawless, but you see in some, like in the novellas and even in the other books, but especially in here, you see that she really is flawed and she's just as confused as everyone else is, and I think it's just really great. I really loved these. I loved Sam. Like, these were just heartbreaking but so beautiful. I do not regret reading them at all. So after I finished that, I kind of was in the mood for historical fiction, so I picked up Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I don't really know how to say her name, I'm sorry, but this follows kind of the Lithuanian genocide, which is kind of a genocide that you don't really hear much about, but it's where Stalin basically, he overtook a bunch of places and he shipped them off to these concentration camps. It was very similar to Hitler and the Holocaust, but it's not so similar in the way that it's really hidden and you don't hear about it that often. I thought this book was really unexpected. Since as a young adult, I wasn't really expecting it to be so emotionally intense and so graphic, but it really was. Like, it really kind of took you there and it didn't sugarcoat anything, which I really loved, because I was kind of worried that it would try and kind of gloss over like a lot of the atrocities, but no, they're front and center. Like, everything bad that happens in this book is pulled from reality and what actually happened to these people, and it's not sugarcoated in any way, and I really appreciated that. And I thought because of that, it was a really beautiful and such a powerful story. Like, it was so potent and it was just really amazing, and I would 100% wholeheartedly recommend this. It's honestly like so beautiful and so unexpected. I cannot recommend it enough. I obviously gave this 5 out of 5 stars. And I may do a review on this. I do have some notes on it, so if you did want a review, let me know. So after Between Shades of Grey, I kind of needed something that was a little bit lighthearted, because that book was so heavy in its subject matter and everything. So I ended up picking up Dumpling by Julie Murphy. I was really surprised by this book because honestly I wasn't expecting to like it. I just had heard not so great things about Julie Murphy's other book. I had heard very mixed things about this one, but I did really enjoy it. I thought it was really fun and lighthearted, but also it had a really good message of being like strong and being confident in yourself no matter what anyone else thinks, and I really liked that. I thought that the setting of like being in the South and the whole pageant thing really added to the story, and it kind of made the moral like not so in your face. It just made it fun, and I think that's really the one word that can describe this book, and it was really good. So I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. After that, I had to read a book for school, so I picked up The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. This is the last book that I had to read this semester, and I really loved it. I had read The Merchant of Venice in grade 10, which was a while ago, so I didn't really remember it, but when I read it again this year, I really loved it. I love studying it. I just think that Shylock as a villain is so compelling because he's so multi-dimensional. He's not just a villain, he's a villain that you sympathize with, and especially for the time period, like that's so uncommon. So I just love how Shakespeare like breaks all these boundaries with his characters and his subject matter, and he's kind of satirizing the society that he lives in. Like, he's really ahead of his time. I really enjoyed this, and yeah, I just think this is one of Shakespeare's plays that you definitely have to read. Even though it is pretty controversial, I just think it's super interesting. After that, I decided to pick up The Last Time We Say Goodbye by Cynthia Hand because for some reason I was in the mood for something that's depressing again. I don't know why, but this book deals with a girl after her brother has committed suicide. I said in my TBR that it was a friend or sister, I don't know, but everyone like corrected me. So yes, I know it's the brother now. I am sorry. I hadn't read the synopsis before. I was just going off what I remembered. But yes, her brother has just committed suicide and she's trying, the main character is trying to really come to terms with that and trying not to blame herself so much. So I thought this book was really well done, but I just wanted more, I guess. I felt like the plot felt like it just kind of fell a little flat. I lost interest. I found it to be a little bit dull. I thought it dealt with the subject matter of suicide and grief and losing someone really, really well, but I just wish that there had been more. It was just kind of a lot of pining and a lot of like just skirting around the same thing throughout the whole book, and I just wish it would have kind of gotten to the point a little bit sooner. But that being said, I did enjoy it, and I think I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars, 3.5 stars. And the final book I picked up was Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I have very mixed feelings about this book. I felt like most of the writer characters that are in this book, because this book basically it's 2 novels in one. One is the story of this girl getting her book published, and the other is the actual book that she's getting published. In this, like the one with the authors, I felt like all of the authors was just really made to be irritating. I felt like the protagonist was just super naive and in a way that I didn't like at all. I found her to be just very obnoxious, I guess. I don't know, there was just something about this book that it just didn't mesh that well with me. I can't really pinpoint what it was. I mean, I found the whole portion of the book that was what she wrote, I found it to be a little bit weak, I guess. I didn't really care for the story or the premise of it. That might just be personal preference though, but yeah, I don't know. I think I ended up giving this one a 3 out of 5 stars, which was really disappointing because this is the first Scott Westerfeld book that I've read like since I read The Uglies back in grade 6 and loved it. So that was kind of sad, but whatever. So those are all the books that I read in November. Don't forget to let me know what you read in November, and don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and if you wanted to see my last video, you can click over here and it will be there for you. And also, if you wanted to follow me on social media, I have Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. My username for all of those is @HalesHeartsNYC, so you can find me very easily. And I also have Goodreads. That's linked down below, and I think if you just search my name, it comes up. Goodreads is weird. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!